A lot of the history of Appalachia has been with extractive industries like coal and timber. They're just not long-term sustainable jobs, and there's fewer and fewer of those jobs.
It's one of the most biodiverse yet economically distressed regions in the country.
We basically are the economy out here. We really have to listen to the children, as the song goes, I guess. I mean, ultimately, I'd tell them not to make the mistakes we've made, and I'm not sure what we've left them.
We always want to talk about the future. There is a positive and a hopeful future, but we have a lot of mistakes and sins from the past.
Coal mining is an example of an industry that's really changed the landscape in this region, and it's kind of on its way out. And so forestry, when it's done right, should not be permanently affecting the landscape.
In 2014, we've broken export records, but the problem is we're extracting these natural resources from these forested communities, and there's not much in the way of processing that gets to be done. We've lost, the figures I've understood are almost 40% of our mills.
So ASD and Rural Action were both doing forestry work. ASD brought our knowledge from our sustainable woods business, and Rural Action had a long history of working with non-timber forest products. And we used that knowledge and the knowledge that WealthWorks helped bring to the table and got together to figure out, well, what should we do to help move the sector along?
We identify the assets. So what do we have to work with? That includes people and talent and partners and institutions to identify an opportunity and meet a need.
Appalachian Sustainable Development and Rural Action have partnered, and WoodRight is a joint program.
The jobs that these mills could really make a lot of money with are not in Appalachia. They're in larger urban centers that have a green building push. So that's our job, is to hunt that down and then make the case for Appalachian wood products.
WoodRight is a value chain business. It is a platform for sales and marketing of sustainably certified wood products that are being made in the region and connecting to the green construction demand that exists outside of the region.
A lot of the idea of WoodRight is to have those forested communities be able to take advantage of the entire value chain, the entire processing spectrum. So not only does it get managed by the forester and cut by the logger and cut by the primary mill, but it also gets to the secondary manufacturer where they actually make something out of it that can be domestically consumed.
I'm the owner of Abingdon Millwork. From Abingdon, born and raised here. We'll make whatever a house might need. And if somebody likes it, you must be doing something right.
Stackwood's probably the most exciting new product that we're coming out with. It's basically a wood spin on stacked stone.
We like mixing all the different Appalachian hardwood species. Gets a good effect of different colors. And we tried to go with like 3 different widths and 3 different thicknesses.
We really try to utilize conservation grade material. Conservation grade material includes all of the wonderful broad spectrum of natural character. So if it's knots, mineral streaks, wormholes, what some people would call defects, but we want to call them, character markings. When folks specify for the biggest and the clearest wood in the entire forest, they're making it less likely that we can get that kind of wood in the future.
A healthy forest is a diverse forest. As we deal with climate change and invasive pests, a forest that's healthy and whole and has different age classes can respond to different threats.
When you just leave trees that are less healthy, their offspring are usually less healthy.
Part of what WoodRight does is try to find markets for lesser utilized trees, such as beech. Beech is a beautiful wood, hickory as well. Building the value for them is a way to make it profitable to do good forest management.
We feel that the mills can drive landowner behavior.
If there is more demand for sustainably certified materials, then there's going to be more demand for sustainably managed land.
It seemed like there was a conflict between jobs and the environment. If value chain work is done correctly, it would dispel the myth that you had to sacrifice one for the other.
Traditionally, you have a supply chain, you buy the cheapest supplies you can get. But with a value chain, you buy the supplies that benefit your community the best. So you have to work in a continuum where you want your partners to succeed.
We can get to the goals that we want with better local economies. And this is a really powerful tool to be able to do it. It isn't about getting super rich, but it is about having enough so that our kids can go to college, so that we can reduce the really devastating impacts of poverty in the region, so that we can clean up and restore what will be a major asset. The water that we have in this region, the fiber that we have in this region are going to be critical in the future. It was critical to our past. So it's sort of waking up to that story, and that enough people agree to a new narrative about what's possible, protecting what we have, using it intelligently, and then playing with it and seeing what amazing joy we can build in this region.